Hello YouTubers, let's work on this lawnmower a little bit. We'll start at this angle. I've hung my little work light above the lawnmower where y'all can see better until I get some better lighting in this garage, which ain't gonna be none too soon. Don't really need a whole lot of tools. We're going to start off with, so we got a shop, a little pair of vice grips for a clamp, first pair of pliers I came to, and a utility cutter. We're going to put this fuel shutoff valve in the fuel line. I would feel better if that fuel line filter was farther forward, but they installed it back there. We want to put this shutoff valve in this line, but we want to be on this side of the fuel filter. That way, when somebody comes to do maintenance and they want to change this fuel filter, all they got to do is shut off the valve. And by the same token, in the wintertime, when you put your mower away for storage, it's best to shut off this valve and run the mower until it runs all that gas that's in this line and what's laying in the bowl of your carburetor out. If you think about the way a carburetor works, and if I'm wrong, some of you people will surely correct me. The only thing that stops that fuel from flowing, the little needle valve in the carburetor stops it from flowing. But they get gummed up and leaking gas. It's possible for gasoline to leak into your oil, dilute your oil, and cause damage to your engine. It's not really likely, but it's best to go ahead and put the fuel shutoff valve in there anyway. It has been known to happen. So let's get busy and put it in there. I believe we can get through this little process with just a little common sense, and you can too. Now, a lot of engines on lawnmower, it doesn't have to be this brand lawnmower, but a lot of engines are gas fed. The gas is fed by gravity. Some have a fuel pump on it. So whether it's fuel pump or just gravity fed tank system you got on your mower, this process is going to be just about the same. Now this little valve you can buy, I've seen them at Tractor Supply and other places for probably around $4, $5. James bought a whole kit that comes with a section of hose. Probably the only way Home Depot would sell it to him. Came with 2 clamps and a hose. If you look on here, it's got an arrow on here. I don't know if that shows in the camera now, but there's an arrow pointing that way. That means that's the direction of flow of the gas. And we know it's flowing from the tank to the engine. So we want to install it with the arrow facing forward in that line somewhere behind the fuel filter. What I'd like to do is move that fuel filter forward where the valve would be easier to get to without having to reach up in here somewhere. But it doesn't make a whole lot of difference. Be a little extra work on my part. We're going to take this pair of vice grips, see if we can pinch that line enough to get the fuel shut off. Scratch myself, that's got a sharp edge on it. Be careful of getting hurt. I've already got a band-aid on here. Well, let's pull it off and see if it leaks. If it does, I'll have to jam it back on there. Better get a rag. A little bit of gas is going to drip out of there. All right, viewers, I'm afraid my GoPro wasn't running when I did this, so I'm going to make another little short clip, just in case my GoPro wasn't even turned on when I installed this fuel shutoff valve. I cut the line into about 2 inches behind this side of the fuel filter and install the valve with the arrow pointing that way, the direction of flow of the gas. It came with 2 hose clamps. It came with a more fuel hose, but I didn't use it at all. All you really need is this little shutoff valve if you got a little bit of extra hose to work with. Let it hanging where it can't rub on nothing. In fact, it might not be a bad idea to put a zip tie on there. Keep that thing more steady. Well, I probably got a zip tie over here. I'll put it on. It wasn't really necessary, but I went ahead and installed a zip tie right there.